Hi, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. We're a tribe. We're a tribe of people who have a common objective, and that is to make money in the stock market. And we feed each other information. My tribe right now consists of, subscribers approaching 100,000. At our Discord, where we actually trade information, we have about 10,000 people. And they feed me information on what stocks that we should buy. Now, last year, basically my YouTube channel was me telling you what I thought was going to happen in the market based upon my understanding in the market and my experience in the market from the 15 years I was a financial advisor. I grew one of the largest financial planning companies in the United States, and then retired, actually sold the business in 2005. And now I'm managing my own portfolio. And last year I did about 61%. My goal was for 2021 to do about 50% return on my investment. Based on what's happening, I'm already up 10% just in the last 2 days since the election was settled. And I think I know why. And I want to share that with you and make it available to you if it's something that interests you. So let me put my thoughts together and I'll be right back with you.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, the first thing I'd like to request from you in exchange for what I think will be the best information you'll receive in your life about investing is to subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up, improve my algorithm. And the reason I want you to do that is I want more people to have access to this information. There are just too many people who are flailing around in the stock market and not really understanding where they should invest to get the best return on their investment. I basically started this channel November of 2019. And as I said, I wanted to share my knowledge. It's evolved into something that I didn't envision a year ago. It's evolved into a tribe that is very effective in feeding and exchanging information so that we make better investment decisions as a tribe, as individuals within a tribe. Basically, what I did in last year to get a 60% return was to take the knowledge that I had acquired over the years, and for the most part, I invested in the big six, or the big nine, minus the Chinese companies. And the big nine, to give you, excuse me a second, let me get that. The big nine was IBM, Alibaba, Microsoft, Tencent, Apple, Baidu, Facebook, Amazon, and Google. But I brought it down to basically Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, and Tesla. And that's what I got for the most part. And then some opportunity trading when the market crashed. But then over the year, I've evolved, particularly after I read the book, The Future is Faster Than You Think. And I got an insight into what is actually going to happen over the next 10 years and where I should invest my money to take advantage of it. And as a result of that, I have brought my portfolio actually up to about 20 stocks, 21 stocks. And they're all focused in basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas. Robotics, 3D printing, biotech, electric vehicles, and 5G. And as a result of that, and as a result of the change in the election, I'm up 10% in the first 5 days of trading. If you multiply that times 52 weeks, you can do the math. I'm going to have one hell of a year. And why is that? It's because we are in the midst of change. The biggest change that I think in the past in the stock market occurred right after World War II, when the decision was made amongst the Allies that this can never happen again, and that basically the United States became the hub of the supply chain. We basically became the manufacturer to rebuild Europe after World War II, rebuild Japan after we blew it to Kingdom Come, and we became the supply chain. Well, what changed was that we, as a greedy, and I got to blame this on my generation, the baby boomers, we wanted it cheaper rather than have good jobs. And we basically shipped the supply chain out to first China, and then we brought Vietnam into it, and then we brought Taiwan into it. And so we don't make much of anything. And as a result, we've put ourselves in a very precarious position. So that being said, I have personally recognized that three things are going to drive the economy for the next 10 years. And one is, this can never happen again. We can never have another pandemic. And so our medical care system is going to change. And that is going to change attitudes towards biotech and genome sequencing and CRISPR and taking disease out of our bodies and being able to analyze what's in our bodies so that we know when the next pandemic hits us, and then we cue that to our phone so that we can get a ticket on a cruise ship or on an airlines. And that's going to be helped by 5G, so that's why I'm in 5G. We know that we have to clean up our atmosphere, and that's why I'm in electric vehicles. And we know that we got to bring the manufacturing back to the United States, and we've got to do that with the use of technology, and that's robotics and 3D. And because of that realization, I'm up 10% in the first 5 days of trading in the United States. What does that amount to? About $75,000. And it all happened really in 2 days after the election was pretty well put to rest. So do I think I will be able to sustain that pace? No, I don't. But what I do believe is I'll exceed my 60% last year. I think I have a chance to probably get a 100% return. And that is not because I'm so damn smart. It's because of the tribe that I have built, the 10,000 people that are at my Discord that send me information and say, Kerry, I've looked at this stock, I've researched it, this is what I believe. You look at it and you decide whether or not you think it's worthy of investing. And then I go on to my Discord, and like I did just today, which would be Friday, and tell them I'm buying the next Tesla, the next Neo. And it's not a car company. It's a company that is supplying parts and pieces and the essentials to Neo and all of the electric car companies. And as we move from 3% electric cars to 85% electric cars, this company will grow exponentially. It will, because it's starting at such a small base and such little recognition, it will exceed the growth in the future of Neo and Tesla. So, and I know that because I saw it with the Apple phone. Small companies that made parts and pieces of the Apple phone that were selling at unknown prices and were unprofitable companies went from $1.50 to $250 per share. So it's exponential growth. So all I'm doing is looking through the window that I have into the future and saying, okay, if that's where we're going, how are we going to get there, and who's going to facilitate that change? Well, I can't do it all by myself. So if I've asked my tribe members, help me out. So I've got 10,000 people that are helping me. That's more than Fidelity has. That's more than ARC has. That's more than probably Fidelity, Vanguard, ARC, Raymond James, all of them, Ameriprise, all of them put together. And the crazy thing about this is it's growing at about a rate of 1,000 a month. So eventually, we're going to have 1 million people. Probably by the end of this year, we'll have over 100,000 people feeding this tribe information, and my 10% a week will become a given. And what I'm doing is I'm inviting you to become a part of this for 2 reasons. One, I want what's in your head. I want your insights. I want your information. And secondly, I want you to have a better life. I want you to recognize that you can buy ownership of Amazon. You can buy ownership of Tesla. You can buy ownership of NEO and profit as they profit. You've got your full-time job. This should be a secondary job. Now, I'm not saying quit your other job, but join the tribe where you can access information that can make you wealthy. Because again, we only have 3 goals, and that is to make good investment decisions. And we can do that if we collectively analyze and decide. Number 2, keep more of what you make. The tax code is written for the wealthy. You need to consider yourself one of the wealthy and learn how to use it to keep more of what you make. And then the end of the tax code, when you die, is written for the extraordinary wealthy. Those people who have accumulated over $24 million that they don't need, and they want to pass on to their heirs. And you need to be one of those people. I know you say that's not realistic. I can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do this, and I'll explain it to you. We have a website, Best of Us Investors. That's how you gain entrance to the Discord. But more importantly, that's where we have our library, where you can see all the books that I've read. And I'll eventually do a video review of them there at the library so you understand what they are. And you can actually go to Amazon and you can get the video or the verbal look at the book. Then we have a store. That's where we show our colors. And you can buy hats and shirts and what. And because I want you to feel a part of this. I don't want this all to be about Carrie. This is about you and me and 1 million other people. And we're going to get filthy rich because we figured it out. We have connected the dots that we don't have to take the advice from Fidelity and Vanguard and Raymond James. We can manage our own money if we manage it together. If we manage it together. If we pool our resources. It's like I have people who work in the oil fields in Saudi Arabia that told me what was going to happen last year relative to oil prices. I have people who work for some of the big tech companies who don't share inside information, but basically say, Kerry, you should look at this. That, as I said, I got 10,000 people going to 1 million, collectively taking us into the future. This is your invitation. This is your part, your invitation to become something bigger than you can imagine. I wrote in one on the Discord that I'm sorry that I'm not working out of my garage. My office, this is in my basement. My garage is right out there, but there's 2 German cars out there. Because when the book is written of how best of investors revolutionized the way that people invest in the stock market, I wish it would have said Kerry started it in his garage, but it's going to have to say Kerry started it in his basement. This is going to become big. We're going to also, at the website, we're going to create the Best of Us Investors University. And I'm going to find, and I'm reaching out right now, I need a lawyer who is willing to teach a class on how to set up a tax entity, whether it be a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a limit LLC, so that people and why you should do it, and what it costs and the benefits and whatever. I need a financial advisor who will come on and explain the difference between qualified accounts and non-qualified accounts, and how you can use them for different situations. The funds that you can put together in a 529 program, and now there's a new one. I need a financial advisor who will come on and teach a class or classes about estate planning. I can't do all that, but in the university we can. And what I'm going to ask these people is, the first class is free. And then if you want more in-depth information, then you can pay for a class. I want you to be, as an investor, the smartest person in the room. I don't want you to have any question in your mind about what you're doing and if you're doing the right thing. That's where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. I know how to research. I will personally do a video on how I analyze stocks. That will be in the Best of Us University. Again, think about this. This is going to revolutionize the investment industry because, like so many things, technology is going to put it in your hands. And you're not going to have to pay someone to get information that you need to make good investment decisions. I mean, you might have to pay for a class, but you're not going to give a mutual fund 2% of everything you make, or even an ETF 7.75% of everything you make. No, you'll be able to do that. And if you choose to do that, that's your choice. But you need to make those choices, not be forced by something else. Okay, we live in a new world. Technology's taking there, and I want to take you to where you are an informed investor. That's Best of Us Investors. Join us if you'd like. If you don't, I understand. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, and ring the bell. And then I want to talk to you sometime later about supporting our fund to bring a cure to cancer. And that's part of the join down here. So I've talked enough, and let's grow this thing to something that they'll write a book about. He started in his basement.